I request CA Aditya Maheshwari to please introduce CA Vivek Jalan.
My pleasure once again to introduce another speaker, CA Vivek Jalanji, who is an FCA, LLM, Constitutional Law, LLB, MBA, and BCom Honors. He is a partner in Tax Connect Advisory Services LLP, the chairperson of the National Fiscal Affairs and Taxation Committee of the Bengal Chamber Commerce and Industry. He is the convener of the CII Core Group on Indirect Tax, Economic Affairs and Taxation Subcommittee. In these capacities, he has made various representations before honorable ministers in center as well as the state, as well as in CBDT, CBIC, state commissioners on various issues. He is a visiting faculty for taxes in CII, at ICAI, at Institute of Cost Accountants of India, at Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, Bengal Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Indian Chamber of Commerce, and other business forums. He has also been delivering continuous lectures, including the Income Tax Department, CGST, GST. So he is one person who bears the knowledge of, who captures the knowledge of the direct tax as well as the indirect tax. His books, he keeps on writing the books, and some of his books are section-wise compendium of GST, released in January 2026, Income Tax Act 2025, January 2026, released commentary of income tax, new income tax bill 2025, February 25, commentary on union budget February 25, and there are many more lists. Again, I'm cut shorting in for the sake of time. So let we all welcome CA Vivek Jalanji, who bears great knowledge on income tax as well as the GST.
Now, I will request our Secretary ARC, Shri Aditya Kumar Maheshwari, to felicitate our speaker, CA Vivek Jalan. Friends, it's now time to listen the topic of CA Vivek Jalan, that is Introduction to New Income Tax Act 2025. A big round of applause to welcome CA Vivek Jalan for the deliberation on the topic.
Good afternoon. Shri Mayur Agarwal, Chairman EIRC ICI, Shri Aditya Maheshwari, Secretary EIRC ICI, Hariram ji, my old colleague from Lodha and Company, and also committee member of EIRC ICI, and my co-speaker Manish ji, who has traveled all the way to Calcutta to address us all. Ladies and gentlemen, and as Mayur said, congratulations to EIRC, ICAI, as well as all of you who have joined exactly on time. In fact, I was also 4 to 5 minutes late to arrive, but the session had already started. And kudos to EIRC, ICAI for respecting all the members' time. And this would be a start of new era in EIRC, ICAI of starting in time with the start of a watershed moment in Indian taxation with the introduction of Income Tax Act 2025 and Income Tax Rules 2026 from 1st of April 2026. Finally, we will all be implementing the Income Tax Act 25 and Income Tax Rules 26 from 1st April 2026. I would take 30 seconds to actually also congratulate the Ministry of Finance, the CBDT, for bringing out this Income Tax Act 25 and Income Tax Rules 26 at breathtaking speed, I would say. The way they have worked, while very few of us would know, it would go down in history as one of the most rapidly, I would say, drafted acts and rules in the taxation space. Friends, I always say, while of course every new law implementation that would have some teething issues in the beginning, But I would say we have been deliberating on this Act 2025 from the time 13th of February 2025, when the Honorable Finance Minister presented this Income Tax Bill 25 in the Parliament of India. From that time, when if you also start reading this Act vis-a-vis Income Tax Act 1961, you would also feel, to understand Income Tax Act 1961, you might want to read Income Tax Act 2025. This goes on to actually substantiate the humongous effort in simplifying Income Tax Act 2025 vis-a-vis Income Tax Act 1961. Over the next 10 to 15 minutes, I have been given this task to start this implementation journey for all of us in Calcutta in EIRC. From 1st April 2026, what we would be up to, what are the changes we need to do, those in industry, what are the changes you need to do in your companies, those of you who are in practice, what are the changes you need to suggest to your clients, and also handhold your clients. Over the next 10 to 15 minutes, I would be presenting on that. And my co-speaker, Manish ji, he would have to travel in the evening. So thereafter, he would take you through the PGBP sections, and thereafter, again, we would be deliberating on the TDS, TCS, as well as repeal and saving or transitional provisions, so to say. So let us first ask ourselves few questions, right? I would start with 21 questions for all of you, right? And all of you, I always say, 1 or 2 days back, I was deliberating in Siliguri also before the members, and I always said that whatever you speak today, it may sound out of context today, but let me tell you, taxman is hearing, right? And whatever you state today, that after 2 to 3 years, you will see that might become a reality. So let us keep our minds open, and let us first think and answer these 21 questions. Even you don't want to speak aloud, please answer these questions in your mind. And over the next 6 months, I would say at least you would be answering these questions day in, day out. So what happens to your exemptions granted? You have taken, say, an exemption under section 54, right? All of us take 54, 54F, right? In the last year, you had some long-term capital gain and you invested in a capital gain account scheme. So what happens to that exemption? Would it continue after 1st April 26 or no? Yes. Some members say yes. We'll answer all of this. Keep all these answers in your pads, right? What happens to the choices made? New scheme, new regime, old regime. Will it continue automatically in 25, or would a choice need to be made again? Continue. Okay. Continue in the new regime. Now, if you have already made one choice, if you have income other than income from salary, say you have a PGBP income and you have already skipped once, right? Already skipped once, you can only change your regime once in a lifetime if you have income other than salaries. So if you have already used that option in 61 Act, would you get that option again in 2025 Act? No. Okay. LTDS, Low TDS Deduction Certificate, in form number 13. Now it becomes a new form, we'll come to that. In April 2026, if you want to apply for LTDS certificate, would you apply in the old Act or new Act? Haji? New Act. Okay. 1 or 2 voices I heard old Act, but otherwise new Act. Section 194C, very close to our hearts. What does it become? है जी 393 टेबल नंबर सर, अब वो आएंगे, राइट. सो 194C becomes 393, that is the broad understanding, right. अच्छा, TDS TCS payment which you will be making on 30th April 2026, old act or new act? Old act. TDS TCS payments on 7th of May 2026, old act, new act? है जी, न्यू एक्ट. चालान नंबर अभी आएंगे, पढ़ेंगे सर. एडवांस टैक्स चालान विच यू डू on 15th of June 2026, old act, new act? New act. TDS TCS return which you file on 31st July 2026, old act, new act? Old. TDS return, TDS TCS return 31st जुलाई ना, हाँ, Q1 के लिए फाइल करेंगे ना जी. 31st मई को तो, अच्छा 31st मई का आई हैव स्किप्ड दैट, ओके, दैट इज अनदर डेडलाइन, 31st मई फॉर Q4. सो 31st जुलाई Q1 के लिए जो फाइल करेंगे दैट इज इन द न्यू एक्ट, पीपल से. अच्छा, ITRs फॉर फाइनेंशियल ईयर 25-26, assessment year 26-27, old act, new act? Old act. Tax payment for financial year 25-26, some say new, some say old, so there is a confusion, okay. So for financial year 25-26 you make a tax payment, right, say in May, June, etc. So there, whether we need to use the new challan, old challan, will come to this. Acha, recovery, department wants to recover, old act, new act? Old act, okay. What happens to the returns, what happens to the return filed till financial year 25-26, assessment in, so assessment for assessment year 26-27 and before, old act, new act? Old act. अच्छा, assessment तो कर दिया. Say assessment has happened in March 2026 for assessment year 23-24. The appeal which you file in April 2026, old act, new act? New act. Okay. What happens to the refunds already sanctioned? मिलेगा कि नहीं मिलेगा? New act, old act? Old act. Interest on refund, old act, new act? Old act. Achha, interest on the refund sanctioned before 1st April but received in 26-27 for the period 26-27, right? Refund sanctioned say in March, right? But received in May. तो April May का जो interest मिलेगा, old act, new act? न्यू एक्ट. एंड मार्च के लिए जो इंटरेस्ट मिलेगा वो ओल्ड एक्ट, न्यू एक्ट? ओल्ड एक्ट, ओके. ब्लॉक असेसमेंट्स, ओल्ड एक्ट, न्यू एक्ट? सच एसेट्रा हैपेंस, ब्लॉक असेसमेंट हुआ, विल कम टू दिस. ओके, आई विल कम टू अ jurisprudence, right? So this is a Calcutta case only, some time back. Honorable Supreme Court in the case of D.N. Singh, right? It held under section 69, right? We know 68 and 69 are very, very close to the heart of the income tax department, more so under for West Bengal, right? So Honorable Supreme Court in the case of D.N. Singh, it held, and in that case there was some coal, which there was a defalcation of coal by the transporter. So Supreme Court said that 69 is not applicable because 69 is applicable on a valuable article, right? And coal is not a valuable article. So people ask Supreme Court, I mean, sir, what is valuable article? So it defined a valuable article is an article which has low volume, high value, like diamonds. Therefore, 69 is not applicable. Will this prevail in the new act? Well, for this you need to read the new act because they have changed section 69 to section 103, 104 in the new act, and there from valuable article it becomes asset. So coal may not be a valuable article, but it may be an asset. So all the jurisprudences which have evolved over a period of time, maybe one needs to relook at. Okay, question 13, let us skip in the interest of time. Question 14, what happens to assessments, reassessments, etc. commencing after 1/4/26 but relating to assessment year 26 or before? Assessment will happen in old or new? New old, confusion hai. Acha, commencing before, abhi assessment chal raha hai, assessment is ongoing, and the order will come in 26-27. The order will come under old act or new act? Old act, okay. Okay, traces portal, income tax portal, etc. Will it be the same or will there be some differences? Same with some differences, that is what we understand from CBDT. In fact, many vendors, I was in Larsen and Toubro, so even Larsen and Toubro, their IT company, they have been given a project for a part of the development of the new portal. So can refunds sanctioned in 61 be adjusted against 25 demand? Refund sanctioned in ITA 61, can it be adjusted against demand in ITA 25? Yes. And demand of ITA 61, can it be adjusted against ITA 25 refunds? Yes. Yahan sab yes bol rahe. Yeah, there is no confusion. Okay, tax positions under ITA 61 and ITA 25, that whether it needs to be seen again Manish ji is here. I would request him, he would be deliberating in PGBP sections. I don't know, again, every question, no question is a silly question. So Manish ji, I have, 1 minute, maybe you can devolve for few minutes on a section 26 in the new act, which is apropos section 28. अभी उसमें लिखा हुआ है सर, पहले क्या था कि रॉटेप, वो जो कस्टम्स में स्कीम होते थे, रॉटेप, MEIS, the scripts, those scripts were chargeable to income tax under the Income Tax Act. Now from ROTEP, MEIS, they have made it export incentives, all export incentives. So now there is a customs there is another export incentive like called EPCG, export promotion of capital goods, where you save the customs duty on capital goods import subject to fulfilling export obligations of 6 times the duty saved in the next 6 years. So there is no inflow in your P&L account per se, but it is a benefit. So whether the position will change, etc., maybe, Manish ji would further dwell upon this aspect. So various other positions are there, maybe which one needs to really look at in the new Income Tax Act. And of course, judgment, etc., we have all dwelt upon this. So friends, these are the kind of questions which you need to answer from now, handhold your clients from now, and this brings us, to the understanding of how to implement this Income Tax Act 2025, now that it is confirmed that it will be implemented, it will be in force from 1st April 2026. So first of all, very important is impact analysis. Maybe to see your computation, see your client's P&L, computations, etc. And from the various deliberations, seminars, etc., discussions, you will see that there are certain positions, like right now I said, maybe on these customs incentives, whether a new position is developed and to bring out an impact analysis for your companies, for your clients in the new Income Tax Act 2025. Transitional provisions are very important. We'll deliberate it after the next speaker completes. Changes in ITA 2025, TDS. Friends, TDS, TCS. I think if there is one important thing which you need to do from now is to study these provisions. As I said, 194C becomes 393 table number 1, clause number 6, subclause number 1, right? So, and who will do this TDS, TCS entry in Tally and SAP? It will be your payable supervisors, right? Your finance departments, your clients' payable supervisors. So, maybe a good thought to train them, because if they make a mistake in the entry, then your return which you file, that, you know, it will be a garbage in and garbage out. वो 194C के जगह पे 194J कर दिया टेबल नंबर गलत करके, and then the return itself would become erroneous. Impact on and new rules, forms, challans. अच्छा, form 26AS, what does it become? Any idea? Form 26AS is no more. It becomes Form 168, right? So 1st April 2026 said don't look for Form 26AS. Look for, you know, from August after the returns are filed, look for Form 168. So similarly, all the forms have changed. You can see on LinkedIn various articles on the HRA developer, HRA forms, etc. And many of the positions also change. Many new disclosures are required in the forms, which one needs to implement. Impact on continuing assessment, appeals, offenses, and penalties. ITA 25 preparedness, implementation from 1st April. So 1st April 2026, please make your mobiles, you know, at ease, because you will get a lot of calls. So study for March 2026 so that you can answer all those calls on April 2026. TDS, TCS, etc., redrafting the computation, preparing the last ITRs and seeing how Income Tax Act 25 is impacting there. Looking at litigations, making ERP changes for TDS, TCS at least, and generating the reports out of that for filing the forms. And finally, going live, start passing the entries from 1st April, file the last ITRs and see the impact in the new regime, file the last TDS, TCS returns with ease so that there is no glitch, making the first advanced tax computation and payments under ITA 25, that will be a completely new thing, new sections, new provisions, filing the first TDS, TCS returns on 31st of July or before that, and filing the first ITR of tax year 2025 in July to September 2027. So this would be the implementation phase. This is the introduction of Income Tax Act 2025. I hand over to the next speaker to take you through the PGBP provisions, and thereafter we'll dwell upon the further TDS, TCS, and transitional provisions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vivek ji, for introduction to new Income Tax Act 2025.